Another day, another Yoshi tutorial. Today, we are going over one of the quickest turns in the game, the Mcgeady cancel. Oh my, as you are seeing, this move absolutely cooks, leaves your opponent in the dust as they are never expecting this change of direction. Constantly, I get asked about this move every stream as I really love using this in the attack all the time, and this can nicely be paired together with other skills or with the use of your left stick and even to cook the goalie. Today, I am going to show you all the variations of this skill and where I really like to use it. Reminder, this is a 5-star skill. There are slower variations for non 5-star skillers, which I can show you if interested, but today we are focused on the quickest change of direction so we can leave our opponents in the dust, as I mentioned before. Controller overlay will be on the screen as well as slow-mo footage that I will walk you guys through. And so, without further ado, let's get started. We first need to learn the Mcgeady spin. To perform this, we're going to flick our right stick the direction we are going and then in the direction we want to exit. So 2 flicks of the right stick. The first one, as you'll see here, going up. So I'm going to flick right stick up, then left. So he exits to the left. 2 flicks of the right stick. Side note, you do not want to flick your right stick twice the same way, or if you flick it one direction, you do not want to go completely opposite. Those are different skill moves. Mcgeady spin is a 90-degree turn. So you're going to flick it the way you're going and then 90 degrees. 2 flicks of the right stick. Pay attention to the live controller and the added on controller. Hopefully that makes sense. Go back if needed. But now for the cancel. After you flick the right stick twice, click both triggers and then hold your left stick the opposite way that you were running. So as you're going to see, flick the right stick twice, both triggers, and I went back down. Again, flick the right stick twice, both triggers, and then I went back up, opposite direction. To show you from a different angle, if I'm going to the right, flick the right stick twice, both triggers, back to the left. Always going to go in the opposite direction. This is the 180-degree variation of the Mcgeady cancel. So as you're seeing, we're going at a full, complete opposite direction here. Very, very nice. If this is confusing, feel free to slow the video down. Pay attention to the live controller, the added in controller, so you guys can understand it a little bit better. Now, where I like to use this. 1, if my opponent is overplaying one side a lot more, it's a nice way to turn back and attack the space that is left behind. So as you're going to see in some of these examples, I'm able to turn back, attack space that was previously occupied by the defender. The second spot I like to use this, if I'm facing away from goal and I want to turn back in towards the goal and create an angle to shoot. Very, very nice. Those are 2 very, very effective ways to use the skill move. 1, when you're away from the goal and to face the goal, and 2, to go back into previously occupied space that is now open. Another thing I like about this move, as you're going to see here, is it creates so much space for passing angles. As you're going to notice in some of these clips, I use the move to then pass to another player who gets a lot more space, gives you time to think, creates an angle for the pass. Very, very effective. Again, flick the right stick twice, click both triggers, and the left stick the opposite direction from the way you were originally running. Go back, rewind if you need help on that. But now, we are going to get into the second variation of this skill, and that is the 90-degree variation. And what you are going to see here is there's 2 versions of it. 1, the first one you're going to see here, slightly slower version, but it creates good space. And 2, a very, 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 very quick way to turn, as you'll see here, which this is the one I usually prefer to do. So to perform this, same thing as before. Flick your right stick twice, click both triggers, and the thing that changes now is where you hold your left stick. And so now you're going to hold your left stick the way you last clicked your right stick. And so Pay attention to the controller. As you're going to see here, I flicked my right stick left, so my left stick goes left. Your left stick will follow the way that your right stick was clicked the second time. So the last click of your right stick is the way your left stick should go. They'll match up. Pay attention to the live controller. I want you to focus more on that this time. So I took the added controller off for a second. You can go back if needed for that. But again, your left stick will follow the way your right stick was last clicked. So 2 flicks of the right stick, both triggers, that stays the same. But your left stick is what changes. And now for the slightly slower variation, but I use it sometimes. It is good at creating space. Your left stick will go the opposite way of where your right stick was last clicked. So as you're going to see, flick my right stick, in this case up, then right, then I held my left stick left. My right stick was right, my left stick was left. So they went opposite directions. So for the fast variation, the left stick goes the same way. For this variation, the left stick goes the opposite way. Pay attention to the controller again. Rewind, slow things down, pause where needed. But you're going to flick your right stick twice, click both triggers, and depending on the variation, the quick one, left stick goes the same way as where your right stick was last clicked. And for the slow variation, but to still create good space, the ball gets pushed a little further, your left stick goes the opposite way. Very good skill move. The 90-degree variations are very, very fun to use. And as you saw probably in earlier clips, you can really, really, really cook someone with it. They are not expecting this very, very quick change of direction. I love, love, love using this in the box as a way to quickly move my player into a better shooting angle, or to just quickly throw off my opponent who's trying to, stay and jockey with me or something like that. Very, very nice within the box. Also, very, very good if you're like running down the line and you want to quickly turn your player inwards. Very good for that. You can see some examples that I'm using it. Quick change of direction. Very nice. And just like the 180 variation, it creates passing angles. Very, very effective. You create space, quick turn, and it'll add on an angle that was not originally there. Find the extra pass. Take advantage of this. Your opponent is typically not going to be expecting this. And even when they let the AI try to guard you on this move, a lot of the times that 90-degree fast variation will just cook. This move is so fun to do. Again, 2 flicks of the right stick, click both triggers, and then your left stick goes the same way that your right stick was last clicked for the fast variation. And for the slow variation, the left stick goes the opposite way. Now, as you're going to see here, you can cook the goalie. If people love to bring the goalie out, we take advantage of it. It sends the keeper to the ground. Really, really nice. If you get close to the goalie, you can hit him with the fast variation. Absolutely rinse the goalie. Really, really nice. Leave your goalie in the net, or we cook him. And now for anyone that made it this far, slow that down. If you want to learn this variation, and there's another pretty crazy variation, let me know. I can give you guys the extra advanced version. This move is a crazy one. I can drop that. Let me know. That is a very, very, very fun move to pull off. Very effective. I'm not going to lie. Really, really cold. But again, as you're going to see here, it's a really good move to use the 180 degree if you're facing away from goal to turn back in, or if your player that's playing against you decides to leave that space unoccupied, you can turn back. Easy, quick change of direction as you're seeing in some of these clips. Overall, this move is really fun to use. One of my most used moves in the game. Very fun. If you're struggling to get it, go into the practice arena. I believe it's under Learn to Play, then Practice Arena. You can practice it at all different angles. Another spot where I like to practice skill moves, especially if you're first learning it, is just go into kickoff, put it on beginner, pick a team with 5-star skills like, World 11 or whatever, Soccer 8, I think it's called now, not World 11. And you can just practice it, put it on beginner so that the AI doesn't try to take the ball from you all the time. And you can just practice it from all the angles. Again, Practice arena is a good spot to do it as well. But hopefully this tutorial helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Or if there's any other skill you're struggling to learn or want to learn, let me know. I can help you, make a tutorial for you. We do stream every day live on Twitch, so feel free to come through, ask any questions, just vibe with us, show your team off, anything like that. We're always chilling every single night, so feel free to come through. Again, one of my favorite skill moves to use. So effective. It is so cold, and trust me, once you get it down, it will feel really good. You do not need to learn every skill move in this game. Skill moves, yes, they can help you and they can create space and angles, but if you know a few of them really effectively, that is better than knowing 500 skill moves but not being super good with them. So this one, learn the 180-degree variation, learn the 90-degree variation, and trust me, it will help you create space, create some more chances inside of the box. And as always, stay wiggly.